Okay, now we are done with all digging. We are moving now to the next step, that is mixing manure. And for it to happen, we'll need manure, well decomposed manure like these ones. Here you can see they are well decomposed. We'll need fertilizer, this one, and then we are going to use to mix the manure with our topsoil. We remember we had put the topsoil in one side of the hole, and these are the topsoil. The subsoil, we are not going to use this one. This one is remaining outside. We are going to use the topsoil to mix with our manure, with the fertilizers, and then we are going to backfill it into the hole. Now we are preparing to plant our seedling. So what we are going to do, we are going to take this manure, 1 bucket of manure, which is equivalently to about 15 kgs. We put it on top of the subsoil. We are going to use approximately 120 grams to 150 grams of this fertilizer, that amount, and that we are going to repeat all the same procedures in all our holes in the farm. When you're in the farm and maybe you don't have a measuring cylinder for you to measure the fertilizers, you can use the readily available materials. You can improvise, like for our case today we don't have a measuring cylinder. We've improvised a bottle top, and we are going to use this bottle top, which is approximately 10 grams to get our 120 grams. So what we are going to do is we count 1 to 12. So that's 12. Now we are going to mark. These are where 120 grams reads. We are going to mark, so that we'll be using that mark, so that we cannot repeat the same procedure of measuring again. So we are going to mark this point. I'll start mixing and make sure I mix it thoroughly. The topsoil, the manure and the fertilizer. Make sure we mix it thoroughly. Topsoil, the fertilizer and the manure. Now we are done. So now that we are done mixing manure, the fertilizer and the topsoil, the next step is now to backfill our mixture into the hole. I'm now going to backfill my hole using the mixture. I'll continue until my hole is fully backfilled. Okay, now that we are done backfilling, we are going to use this peg, the one that we had used to demarcate, to mark the center of this hole. That's where we are going to plant our seedling. The seedling should be at the center of the hole. Now that we are done backfilling our holes, anytime that you complete backfilling a hole, you ensure that you demarcate the center of the hole using a peg. That's because that's where you are going to plant our seedlings.
It's now time for planting, and here is our passion fruit. And the first step we do is you remove the plastic thing, like this. You carry it down. Put it aside.
Okay, now and then you'll remove, you remember we had placed a peg at the center of our hole. We are going to remove it. We make a small hole, the same size as where the sleeves is. We don't want to cover a stem, so we are going to cover, we're only making a small hole to cover the root system. and then we place it there, and then we make sure that we cover
We fill it back.
just only to where its original sleeve was. Then we are done planting. Now that we are done planting, we'll need to irrigate our seedling to ensure that all the soils around it are moist. That's what we are going to do. Now we are irrigating our seedling, and then we are done. Okay, remember our seedlings are grafted. So as you can see, there is a tape here. This is the union point. We are not going to remove this tape until we give it time, until the seedling is has adopted the environment well, because if we leave it there, it's going to choke our plant, then and you don't want to kill our plant. So we'll have to remove that one, because now the plant will start now growing.
Adapting.
Yes. Then you are going to use this peg. You press it downwards near the plant, but be careful enough not to damage the roots.
Okay.
So you are going to press it this way. Then when we are done, we'll need to support this seedling
Yes.
on this crop. So the next thing that we are going to do is we take our string and we make sure that we tie it on this peg. Yes, that way. At all time, we will always ensure that our crop is following this peg.
So the tying helps to train the plant to follow this peg?
Yes.
Okay.